What if I told you there was a single, safe ingredient that could start rebuilding your lost muscle in just a few weeks, even if you don't go to the gym? And what if that same ingredient also helped clear away brain fog? Sounds too good to be true, right? Especially when you're over 60 and feeling like your strength, balance, and even your memory just aren't what they used to be. But here's the truth. There is a compound, backed by decades of science, that can help you restore muscle, boost mental clarity, and reclaim a sense of control over your body and mind. I'm Dr. Eleanor Vance, and today I want to talk to you about something that every older adult deserves to know. Because aging doesn't have to mean losing your independence. It doesn't have to mean being afraid of falling, needing help to get out of a chair, or forgetting where you left your keys again. Today, I want to introduce you to a silent problem that affects nearly everyone as they age, something called sarcopenia. It's a fancy word for age-related muscle loss, but I like to think of it as a slow, invisible deflation, like a tire gradually losing air. You don't notice it at first. Then one day, you realize getting off the floor is harder, your legs feel weaker, and carrying groceries feels like a workout. And the reason behind this slow decline? It's something scientists call anabolic resistance. As we age, our muscles stop responding the way they used to. You can eat all the protein you want, even exercise a little, but your body says, "No thanks, I'm good." It becomes stubborn, resisting the signals to grow stronger. That's why many older adults lose strength even when they try to do the right things. But there is a way to break through that resistance, a way to send your cells the energy they need, instantly, to rebuild muscle and sharpen the mind. Let me introduce you to creatine. Now don't worry. This isn't some risky supplement for bodybuilders or athletes. In fact, creatine is something your own body already makes. It's a natural compound formed from amino acids in your liver, kidneys, and pancreas. You even get small amounts of it from eating meat and fish. So why would you need more? Because here's the catch. As we age, our natural creatine levels drop, and most older adults don't eat enough of the foods that supply it. That's why supplementing with creatine becomes so powerful and so necessary. Think of creatine as a backup power generator for your body. Or better yet, imagine it as a quick charging battery inside every muscle and brain cell. When you stand up from a chair, lift a bag of groceries, or try to remember a name, it's creatine that rushes in to provide the instant energy needed for those tasks. Without enough of it, your cells simply can't keep up. And the best part? You don't need to change your entire lifestyle to feel the benefits. Just a small scoop a day can begin rewiring the way your body and brain function. It's one of the most studied supplements in the world, with over 1,000 scientific studies backing its safety and effectiveness, especially for older adults. But let's take a closer look at the first major benefit, how creatine helps you rebuild your muscles, even if you're not hitting the gym. When you supplement with creatine, something amazing happens inside your muscles. Each muscle cell is powered by a molecule called ATP. Think of it as the fuel that makes your muscles contract, move, and rebuild themselves. The problem is, your ATP runs out fast, like in seconds. That's where creatine comes in. It steps in like a power booster, recharging those ATP molecules so your muscles can keep working harder, for longer. This is critical for older adults because with aging comes that stubborn anabolic resistance. But when you flood your muscles with creatine, you're giving them a new spark. You're helping them break through that resistance and start responding again, repairing, rebuilding, and growing stronger. Now let's talk about what that actually looks like in real life. You may notice that it's easier to get out of your favorite armchair. Walking up the stairs doesn't leave you winded. You feel steadier on your feet, more balanced. That's because creatine is literally helping your muscles hold a charge of energy they haven't had in years. It's like upgrading your body's battery pack. You'll have more strength to do everyday tasks. Carrying groceries, holding your grandchild, opening jars, even standing from a seated position without pushing off your knees. These aren't just conveniences. They're the foundations of independence. And the best part? These changes have been seen even in people who don't exercise. But if you do start moving more, the effects become even more powerful. So whether you're someone who walks daily, lifts light weights, or simply wants to feel stronger doing everyday things, creatine helps you do it with more power and less fatigue. But the benefits of creatine don't stop there. Because what if I told you your brain is also craving this same kind of energy? That's right. Your brain is one of the most energy-hungry organs in your entire body. It uses creatine too. And when it doesn't have enough, the result is something we all fear as we age. Memory problems, slower thinking, and that frustrating brain fog. That cloudy feeling, like you're just not as sharp as you used to be. It's not in your head, it's in your cells. And creatine helps fix it. Studies are now showing that supplementing with creatine can lead to real improvements in short-term memory, focus, and even decision-making. In one study, older adults who took creatine performed significantly better on memory and intelligence tests compared to those who didn't. Another found that creatine reduced mental fatigue during stressful tasks. So when you find yourself struggling to recall a name or losing your train of thought mid-sentence, that might not just be getting older. It could be your brain cells running on empty. Creatine helps refill that tank. And again, all it takes is a small daily dose. No pills, no prescriptions. Just a scoop of powder in water or a smoothie, once a day. You'll start to feel like yourself again, not just physically, but mentally. So now you might be wondering, how much should I take? Is it really safe? Let's talk about the practical side of this. The recommended dose for older adults is simple, 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate per day. That's it, just a single teaspoon. And make sure it's monohydrate. There are lots of fancy sounding versions out there, but creatine monohydrate is the one that's been studied in over 1,000 clinical trials. It's the gold standard, proven effective, safe, and affordable. You can mix it with water, juice, coffee, or add it to your morning smoothie. It has no taste, no smell, and no real downside for most people. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the outdated myth that creatine damages your kidneys. Here's the truth. Creatine is one of the most tested supplements in medical history. And in study after study, even long-term use has shown no harm to the kidneys in healthy individuals. If you have pre-existing kidney disease, you should always check with your doctor first, of course. But for the average older adult with normal kidney function, creatine has been declared safe by health professionals around the world. You may notice a little water retention at first. That's normal, and actually a good thing. Creatine pulls water into your muscle cells, making them more hydrated and better able to grow and repair. Just be sure to drink plenty of water throughout the day to stay balanced. That's it. No complex dosing schedules, no loading phases, just a teaspoon a day, and you're powering up your muscles and your mind. But here's the secret that takes creatine's effects to the next level. Movement. While creatine works beautifully on its own, it becomes even more effective when you pair it with simple resistance exercises. I'm not talking about joining a gym or lifting heavy weights. I'm talking about movements you can do in your own living room, at your own pace. Try chair squats. That's simply sitting down and standing up from a sturdy chair without using your hands. Or wall push-ups. Stand a few feet from a wall and push against it like you're doing a push-up. Or grab a pair of resistance bands and do some gentle arm curls or leg extensions. These are all low impact, joint friendly, and they activate the creatine you're taking, sending signals to your body that say, it's time to grow stronger. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day makes a difference. Remember, the goal isn't to become a bodybuilder. It's to feel strong, capable, and independent. To have the energy and confidence to live your life fully. So let's bring it all together. You're not just aging, you're adapting. Your body is changing, yes, but that doesn't mean you're powerless. The slow loss of muscle, the creeping brain fog, the sense that you're just not you anymore. It's not your fault. It's biology. But it's biology you can fight back against. Sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle, isn't just about looking thinner or feeling weaker. It's about quality of life. It's about being able to carry your groceries, play with your grandkids, and move through the world with confidence. And anabolic resistance? It's not the end of the road. It's a signal, a challenge. And now, you have the solution. Creatine restores that missing spark. It recharges your cells, revives your energy, and rebuilds your strength. It even gives your brain the fuel it needs to think clearly and stay sharp. You don't need a radical diet. You don't need a new gym membership. You just need a small, consistent daily action. A scoop of creatine, a few minutes of movement, a decision to take your power back. Because aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean discovery of what's still possible, of how strong and sharp you can still feel, of a future that's not just lived, but enjoyed. So here's what I want from you now. Leave a comment below and tell me, what's one activity you wish you had more strength or energy for? Something you miss doing or want to keep doing for years to come? I'd love to hear it. And if you're ready to take the next step, don't stop here. Click the video on your screen right now to see the 5 best and safest exercises you can do from your living room to make the most of your creatine and get stronger, faster. You've got this.